Thank you so much. Thanks so much for having me here tonight, and I would like to thank the Pan Am Foundation and Museum for this humbling attendance on my part. You know, look, I'm the son of a West Virginia coal miner. My dad grew up in a house without indoor plumbing. And he went off to the war, World War II, and ended up at Nuremberg as a military policeman. And as I was growing up, I learned a lot about the war. My dad talked about when he was drinking, and then he talked about the Nazis, and he talked about evil. So I don't know if it was fate or destiny for me, but when I was 16, in our neighborhood, an Israeli intelligence officer was assassinated by a group called the Black September Organization. And I thought about that forever. And I think that the CIA shrinks would say that that's what led me down the path of my career. And interestingly enough, 37 years ago, we had the hijacking of Pan Am 73 in Karachi. It took me 37 years to solve the murder of my neighbor, but I did. If one thing, I'm persistent. And I think it's critical that we never forget. And for me, when Tom and Linda and Bill and Diane invited me here, I was one of the agents that was dispatched the night of the hijacking of Pan Am 73. We had the flash message that came in that said we had an aircraft that had been taken, and we launched from Andrews Air Force Base. We got a small group of operators. Our job was to try to get there to help the Pakistani government with what we thought would be a hostage rescue. Unfortunately, events unfolded while we were in the air, and they turned us around, but we still went in to investigate the shooting afterwards, working with the Pakistani government, the hostage taking. We also went to Germany and debriefed a lot of the passengers and flight crew. We also went to New York and spoke to everybody, building a case to bring the Abu Nidal terrorists to justice that were responsible for this. I learned in my life that not all heroes wear capes. But let me say this. The flight crew, the captain, the mechanic were heroes that day and saved countless lives. I firmly believe that if that plane had taken off, we would have had a disaster on our hands, as we saw in the events of 9/11. My story is one of regret, at times sadness. I'm not so sure I've gotten over Pan Am 73. I lost 3 agents that worked for me on Lockerbie, Pan Am 103. We launched the Rewards for Justice program to try to bring those perpetrators to justice. I was hell-bent on using the maximum award to find the perpetrators of that. Unfortunately, we could never get our hands on the 2 Libyan intelligence officers that were responsible for that. Trust me, I tried. But when I look back during this time frame, and I think about what you did at Pan Am, not only on September the 5th, 1986, but what you did for us, transporting us around the globe. I have my heartfelt thanks for you and your efforts. I can't tell you the times I was on a Pan Am flight from here to Timbuktu for this or that. And most of the time it was for nothing good. But I know this, every time I got on that Pan Am flight, I knew I was going to get there, and I knew that I was going to come home. I could not sleep last night. I don't sleep very well anyway. Because all these incidents run through my mind. Pan Am 103, Pan Am 73, TWA 840, TWA 847, Kuwaiti Air 422, Kuwaiti Air 221. I worked on all of those cases. And all I can say is God bless what you did, and thank you for everything you did to help me do my job. Thank you.